Hello, hello. Welcome to Zip Tips. This is Zip. We're going to get started here this morning. There's so much information coming out about XRP. This is the day after the XRP Day event yesterday that they held Spaces event for, and just exciting news coming out. Unbelievable news as always. Ripple and XRP are going to be the future of digitized finance. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So again, excited. I hope you guys are doing well out there and you're fired up and locked. Mindset's locked on target, and you know where you're going and you understand what you're holding. And we're going to go over why you should be excited if you're holding XRP. I appreciate all the subscriptions, the likes, the comments. Keep them coming. Let's grow a community that resonates together, and let's get the word out about these technologies that we hold and that we love and that we know are going to create many, many millionaires and allow us to spend time on the most beautiful beaches of the world together. All right, let's get into it. So first thing, yesterday morning, we see that Ripple has an Ondo Finance partnership now. This is absolutely huge. I talk about tokenization all the time, and all these blockchains are going to tokenize real world assets, our stock markets, our real estate. Everything will be tokenized within the next 5 years. And we are progressing at light speed with that. Absolutely exciting news here. So Ondo Finance partnership, and who do they have ties with? Blackrock. So Crypto Aries put out their institutional grade ecosystem on the XRP ledger, compliant, yield bearing investment product backed by the Blackrock USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund and high quality short term US treasuries. So again, we'll go out here to the Ondo. Remember that they had a partnership back in March of last year working with BlackRock to tokenize how much money? $95 million that they're tokenizing their T-bill token. Now they have a partnership with Ripple. Absolutely unbelievable, the partnerships that are going on. I am not invested directly on Ondo. I don't hold any Ondo coin or any of the technology. But again, them partnershiping, having a partnership with Ripple, that's adding all that value. That's going to bring all of that liquidity to the XRP network. So here you go right here. BlackRock, high quality assets and managers. Our funds invest exclusively into a multi-billion-dollar, highly liquid exchange-traded funds managed by the world's preeminent bond managers. We know all about BlackRock and what they're about, but Ondo now partnered with Ripple. That came out even before the day started early yesterday morning. What else is going on, and why do you need to be excited? Here we go, another ETF filing being put out by XRP. These ETFs, folks, ladies and gentlemen, are absolutely going to be huge. We know what they did for Bitcoin. We know about the inflows and the institutional values that are going to be coming onto the XRP ledger. When that value flows in, it means price boom. It means explosions. Don't know how much, but I'm game for $10, $25. Let's go for $100. Whatever. We know long term where this is going. Again, I look at a macro view. I'm looking at the picture long term. I'm not looking to get rich tomorrow. Now that would be absolutely phenomenal if it happened and it was a, switch immediately, flip of the switch, as they say. But I don't know if that's realistic, but I'm here for the long term. But again, another ETF filing. We've got the SEC, who is still getting configured with the new administration. When all this starts to file and these ETFs are finally approved in the next 3 to 6 months, it's only up for XRP. And again, more exciting news. Just want to make sure everybody's up to date with that. So let's get into the XRP day that they had an X Space on yesterday. Absolutely great time. I tried to listen in as much as possible, and I'm still catching up on some of the details. But excuse me, if you missed it, we had Brad G who kicked the thing off, and I want to listen to some of these comments. And I want you to understand, if you're an XRP holder, you are absolutely in the right place. You're holding the right asset, not financial advice, but it's going to go to the moon, folks. And the relationships that Ripple has, the partnerships, and who they are talking to, i.e. the President of the United States, about XRP, about blockchain technology, about a crypto reserve stockpile. Let's hear what he had to say, though.
I'll start by just saying I have spoken directly with the president on some of these things, and
directly to the president, not through intermediaries, directly to the president. And we kind of had an idea about that. We saw the picture with Stewart and he at dinner with Trump, but direct conversations. That's a direct conduit. Let's hear what else he said.
It's very clear to me that the president is committed. He understands the value of these technologies. He wants to be the crypto president of the United States. And I think, one of their clear priorities is to undo some of the harmful things the prior administration was doing. You've already seen the kind of rescinding of what's called SAB 121, which is about banks being able to custody crypto. That's a very big deal. I think.
So key point that he makes there that I want to bring up. It's going to take a little bit of time to unwind all the damage that the previous administration and the previous SEC did. That's why I don't think a flip of the switch is going to happen. They have to roll this back and get the correct regulations out there. We've seen SAB 121 rolled back already. So it's happening, and it's happening at breakneck speed. I mean, the president is dropping EUs like none other. And there's a lot of stuff going on beyond the crypto space. So we're moving quick. Let's see what else he said here.
The momentum, is already there in week one, and I'm optimistic about what we're going to see ahead. On the strategic reserve question specifically, look, I mean, there's almost two questions to think about. One, does it make sense for the U.S. to have a strategic reserve around crypto? And I think that I'm going to leave to the politicians and our elected officials to make a decision on. If we want to maximize the likelihood of that, I think we want to have as much support for that. And by the way, this idea that somehow I was campaigning against a strategic reserve of crypto or even Bitcoin alone is just false. It's just patently false. Mm-hmm. I think if the U.S. decides to do this, let's maximize what it means for crypto at large. I think this administration.
Again, Brad G, always looking at the macro picture, the big picture. What is the big picture at large? We want everything to succeed. We want to embrace all the technologies, utility technologies that are going to creating the new financial system.
Whatever you may think of their particular policies, they have demonstrated repeatedly they are America first. They want to put U.S. technologies first. They want to put U.S. companies first, particularly given how U.S. companies have been penalized over the last 4 years. I think they're signaling they want to help those companies. And so look, it's frustrating to see the tribalism kind of come to the fore over this past weekend. I think if a crypto strategic reserve exists, I think it only makes sense to diversify beyond just one asset. But look,
again, diversification, and that's why my investment strategy is diversification. You would not want to have a reserve stockpile with one product inside of it. That's not practical diversification. Your financial advisor would never tell you to invest that way. You want to be diversified. So if something does go awry with one element that's inside this basket, another one will hold it up and prop it up. No different than your normal stock investments or your financial plans. You don't put all of your eggs in one basket. But Brad G, if you go out there, if you didn't want to hear the rest of that, you can go out and listen to that. It's out there. and absolutely some phenomenal details and information that came out there. So you heard him speaking about the reserves and whatnot out there. And so an analyst out there, Austin King, speculated why XRP and what are the benefits of XRP being as one of those reserve or one of those currencies, one of those technologies inside the stockpile. Again, a diversified stockpile, not one crypto in general. But it says, as compared to BTC, BTC was shooting for decentralization, which causes the technology to be extremely slow. We know BTC is very slow. Doesn't mean it shouldn't be as part of the reserve stockpile. However, XRP maximizes for performance, enabling it to onboard financial systems. Lightning speed. Why else does he stress, Austin, that XRP should be a proponent to be in the stockpile of assets for the reserve? Again, diversification is the key. Absolutely arguing the fact that Ripple is diversified across the market. They have multiple entities. They're looking at tokenization. They're looking at money movement. They're looking at bridging currencies. So again, just supportive of why XRP should be one of, maybe not the only one, that should be in the basket of reserve currencies. So as we're flying at speeds here and things are changing, we know again, now we've got some data of where our David Sachs, the czar, basically the crypto czar, where they're moving, and they've been tasked by President Trump to form a working group to evaluate creating a national crypto reserve. The group will propose regulatory framework for digital assets, including stable coins, within 180 days. Now, folks, 180 days is not a lot of long time. There's not a lot of time, not a lot of long time. Yeah. Not a lot of time. So they are moving quick when you're talking about creating a new financial environment, creating a reserve basket of tokens, digital tokens that we're going to have. But here, provided by Smoke, here's the outline. So you know from a schedule perspective where we are going. February 2025, within 30 days, Treasury, Department of Justice, and the SEC, as well as other relevant agencies, must identify all regulations, not some, all regulations, guidance, documents, orders, and other items that affect the digital asset sector. That's a lot of data, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot to go through. This will be necessary to include federal banking agencies. So again, bringing everyone into this working group, this environment to discuss what the president wants to do to make America the crypto capital of the world, with XRP leading the way as one of the tokens in that basket of tokenized assets in the stockpile for America. March 2025, within 60 days, each agency must submit to the chair of the working group recommendations with respect whether each identified regulation, guidance document, order, or other items should be rescinded or modified, or for items other than regulations adopted a regulation. Again, a lot of data to mine through here, a lot of things going on, a lot of changes with respects to the system that they have to identify. By July 2025, that's a beautiful time. July 2025, celebration of America's history. And we know there's a big event going on in July 2025 in that celebration of history. But by July 2025, within 180 days, the working group must submit a report to the president. They got to have it on his desk within 100 days. Do you think they're going to miss that mark? I don't think so, because they're moving now. And I believe all this has already been well thought out, and they were working on this strategy and these plans long before the president took office January 20th. So Again, they will recommend regulatory and legislative proposals that advance the policies established by President Trump's order, and then a proposed federal regulatory framework governing the issuance and operation of digital assets to include stablecoins. And by the way, we know that Ripple has a fairly new stablecoin, RLUSD, which is growing in the amount of volume that it has daily. And we're going to listen to something here in a minute about that. But again, folks, we are moving at breakneck speeds. Everything is changing. The financial system is changing, and we are trying to become the crypto capital of the world. Hang on to your seatbelts. All right. On the XRP day yesterday, let's listen to Brad as he explains XRP and RLUSD and what they do, each and of themselves, and where we're going.
The different use cases between RLUSD and XRP. Maybe can you double click there and explain or summarize how do you see different individual use cases with one and the other?
Yeah. First of all, I think this is important to understand the difference because some misinformation, as again, back to the tribalism point, some people I think misinterpreted, our view. We remain completely committed to the XRP ecosystem for a whole bunch of reasons. It's an incredibly efficient blockchain, and obviously we own a lot of XRP. We are totally committed. As a reminder, XRP is the native token on the XRP ledger. It's required for gas, reserves, accounts ledger, but simply put, XRP is needed to use the XRP ledger. For Ripple and how we use it in our go-to-market as a cross-border payments, we use it as a bridge asset. It's very, very, very fast and nearly free for kind of per transaction basis. And we use it globally, and where currency conversions are less popular, if there's less liquidity, and that way it can complement a stable coin. So moving to the other side, Ripple has used stablecoins for years, and we were using Tether, we were using USDC. And, as time went by, we kind of asked ourselves, well, given how we, at one point, we said publicly, we were minting 20% of all USDC. And so we kind of asked ourselves, well, wait a minute, could we participate in this market? And I think,
again, the creation of RLUSD is so that Ripple, XRP, the platform could be an all-in-one solution for liquidity to get on and off ramps as the institutional value is coming to the XRP ledger. Folks, this is all created long, long before, and my belief is we're in the right time, we're in the right place, and we're holding the right crypto with XRP. And again, it will be a basket of things that, again, I'm not a maxi. I'm not just holding XRP, but XRP is one of my most precious coins that I do hold, and I do believe are going to take us to new levels from a wealth perspective. I hope you're there with us. All right, there's some information yesterday. So much going on. News started flying around. We couldn't find anything out on the SEC website about the Ripple lawsuit or the appeal that is going on. So, how things go. Everybody figured it was dropped and whatnot, but it wasn't. And I even went out to the SEC website, tried to look for it, couldn't find it. But our man, Jeremy Hogan, pointed out the fact it's just been moved to the cases on appeal. Again, it's not dropped. It hasn't been dropped. And more confirmation on that lawsuit came from Stewart yesterday on the XRP day. He basically said the lawsuit is just noise, exactly what I have been saying. It's over. It's been a done deal. We're just going through the processes now because we had the last administration that wanted to cause as much harm to the crypto industry and specifically against Ripple as possible. But again, the news here, the lawsuit is just noise. Ignore it. If you're still buying into XRP, if you're DCAing in, excellent. Hold your bags if you still have them. Keep them safe. Get them off the exchanges. Don't keep them on the exchanges. Avoid the scanners, as the banner says at the bottom. Don't pay attention to them. Protect your assets so that here in the very, very near future, when the alt season really kicks in to fire, you're ready to exit if you want to exit. And Black Swan also states the same thing with regards to the lawsuit being noise. As I've said for years, we don't care what the mainstream says, what the SEC says, or what the headlines push to confirm what we already know. It's all theater. The deals with Ripple and XRP were settled behind closed doors long ago. If you want to buy into the noise, go ahead. I'm not one that buys into the negativity. My mindset is locked on the positive, and I know what I hold, and I know what I own, and I know where we are going. So again, folks, I hope you enjoyed this content. I'm switching things up a little bit, trying to play with the algorithm. YouTube algorithm. I want to get this information out. We are a very small subset of the population that even understands any of this technology or has the availability to invest in it. I am not giving financial advice. Be smart, be safe out there. And until next time, Zip is out.